Students, the last chapter, that is the sixth chapter in the subject PLC and SCADA, is HMI in automation, which gives 15 marks in final examination. One question for 5 marks and one question for 10 marks. Here, once again, I have listed the most frequently asked questions from the question bank as well as by referring the previous question papers. And all these questions you have solved in the classroom also, and the notes is also given to you. Please refer the video here. What is HMI? What are the types of mimic panels? HMI refers to human machine interface. The types of mimic panels are printed mimic panel and second one is engraved mimic panel. A printed mimic panel uses a polycarbonate sheet and the components are assembled on the printed flow diagram. But in the engraved mimic panel, will have the flow of processor directly engraved on a metal sheet. So these are the two types of mimic panels. So whereas in printed mimic panel, so the flow diagram is drawn on the polycarbonate sheet, whereas in engraved mimic panel, the flow processor is directly engraved on the metal sheet. Then coming to the question, compare HMI and SCADA. HMI is a standalone panel incorporated on a machine, whereas the SCADA is a separate user interface placed in a remote area. Screens are limited here in the HMI, whereas screen is unlimited in SCADA. Display size is limited to a small visualization, whereas in SCADA display size can be extended as PC monitor. In HMI, online editing of the program is not allowed, but in SCADA, in PC the online editing is allowed. So download is must for any graphical changes. Online it does not require any download. So these are the some these comparisons. Now coming to write a note on basics of HMI. Here in short, for 5 marks it will be asked. In short, we have to write a note on HMI. The HMI is referred as a human machine interface. It allows the human beings to interface with machines through push buttons, selector switches, pilot lights, screen selectors, and also the terminals can be programmed by data entry fields, message displays, alarms, graphic objects, etc. The next question is mention application of HMI. The mimic is representation of any process plant for which it is displayed on the panel for control disk. This representation makes it easy to monitor whole plant from one location. What is mimic panel? List its type. Mimic panel is a pictorial representation of complete flow of process in the plant. So complete flow of process in the plant. For example, if the plant is of a process plant, then complete flow of the process is pictorially represented in the control room, where in the control room itself we can see all the processes which are running in the plant. Okay, the picture of flow is embossed on a metallic plate or a polycarbonate plate and indicators are placed on that. This is about the mimic panel, and the different types of mimic panels are printed mimic panel, engraved mimic panel. Already this question is repeated here. A printed mimic panel use polycarbonate sheet and the components are assembled on the printed flow diagram, whereas the engraved mimic panel will have the flow of processor directly engraved on the metal sheet. Now coming to the back panel components in interfacing subsystems of HMI, what are the different back panel components which are present or required are: one is halogen black backlight lamp, back panel controls, backlight, power connection terminals, communication LED indicator, fault LED indicator, a memory card slot. Okay, communication LED indicator is green in color, whereas fault LED detector indicator is red in color. Then coming to the front panel components on HMI, panel components are keypad, touch screen, keypad and touch screen combination. So these are some questions will be asked on the HMI chapter. So very short chapter here this is. The notes, if you see the notes, okay, I have given the notes in a very short manner, okay, so that 10 marks questions also you can write very easily by referring the notes. Okay, so please go through the notes, please be in touch, and